Is Kolotibablo really a way to potentially earn a full-time income by solving Captcha, as some claims, or is it a waste of time? My name is Michael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make money online, and many viewers have asked me for ways to earn by solving Captcha and for an updated Kolotibablo review. So therefore I decided to record this video where I'll give you an inside look and show the full details, because there are both pros and cons and you need to consider both before you decide whether this is the right opportunity for you or not. So let's first go over who can join Kolotibablo, because it is a platform that is free to join and you can join it from all countries. And as you can see on the website, it says it offers a stable job for everyone, everywhere. So it also makes it look like it can actually be done as a job, meaning something you can do for a living. We will talk more about the full earning potential later to see whether that is actually true or not. But for now, let me then log in and then you can see how you supposedly can earn by solving Captcha. So I have now logged into Kolotibablo, and just to make clear, it also has an app, so you can also do this on your phone if you think that you can solve these Captcha quickly there, because usually when you do it you can work via web or you can work from the phone, but there is a time limit to how long you have for each captcha. And you can see inside there are different options. They have like reCAPTCHA solving, image captcha solving, all these different kinds here that you can solve. So there are quite a few different types of tasks, and sometimes they get new types of it, but all of them comes down to solving captcha, meaning that you need to press in some kind of code, letters, images, something like that to pass a captcha. You know that from like many websites you go to when you have to solve Captcha. As you can also see, for some of the tasks you need to install this certificate here first and a browser plugin and keep them running. You can read more about exactly how to do that and watch a video about it. Personally, this is just my personal opinion. I don't feel completely safe about installing something like this from a platform that is not completely clear about what it will be used for, because I don't quite understand why they need something like this for me to be able to earn, because I've tested many Captcha solving sites also, and I haven't seen anywhere else where you need to install like a certificate, for example, on your phone or your computer, or a browser plugin like this and keep it running. But I also do know that many people have done it and have earned from it, and we'll talk more about what they've earned and all that a little bit later. But personally, this is again just my personal opinion. I don't feel completely safe about this, but it's something you need to know that you kind of have to do to be able to earn. And I'm not going to show you that I actually do solve captchas, because you kind of know, I'm assuming, how to solve Captcha. They will be described exactly how you have to do it, and because it's on time, so if you don't do it within a certain time you can get warnings and potentially get banned. So you do need to pay attention when doing it, and that's a little bit hard while recording at the same time. But you can also see for some of them here how much you can earn. For example, this one here, it would be $1.1 for 1,000 captcha solved. So usually you have to solve 1,000 captcha to actually earn, but the exact rate will depend on the tasks. You can see some of them here. The demand is not so high, but they also pay more. You can see what minimum plugin version you need to also solve these ones here. So there are different types of tasks. Some of them pay quite low. Well, all of them pay quite low in my opinion, but as you can see, most of them pay around $1. So for 1,000 captcha, that's important. It's not per captcha, it's for 1,000 captcha. So you need to pay attention, you need to be focused, but if you do that, you can potentially earn. But before talking about how you can take your earnings out, how much you can over earn, let's first talk about one thing that I'm a little bit concerned about, because that's also worth considering before joining. So on any earning platform, it is important, in my opinion, to be able to get support, because sometimes there might just be technical issues, sometimes it be payment issues, sometimes there's something that you just need help with, and you need to know that if you put in time and effort and earn, that you can get help. But the thing is, there is actually no support section inside the website. As you can see, not in the bottom, not in the menu here. There is an FAQ section here where you can find answers for some of them, but if you have more questions than that, you can see there's no information about how to contact them. Then there is here, for example, the feedback option, but as you can see, you cannot actually use a feedback form, and here you can choose an account question. So I'm assuming it kind of works as, like a support query that you can send in here, but you need to actually have solved 100 captchas before you can send them feedback, they call it. So I don't even know if they're actually also providing support that way. But for me, this is just strange, because like maybe I have an issue with my account that makes it impossible for me to reach 100 captcha, and then I can't get help. And I know that it's probably because they get a ton of support questions and they want to try to set a limit on that, but still, it's just not great, and it's something you need to be aware of, that you can't contact the support right away. You do need to, at the time of recording this video anyways, reach minimum 100 captchas before you can contact them. But anyways, whether that's deal breaker or not, that's completely up to you to decide. I just wanted to make you aware. So let's now talk about how you can get paid and how much you can overall earn. So when it comes to withdrawing money, there are several stages. First of all, you see you need to enter around 500 captchas to reach the payout threshold. So it's a fairly low payout threshold, but it still can take some time to reach, because 500 captchas is still quite a lot. And also be aware that you have to enter at least 500 captchas in 48 hours to get your captchas into moderation stage. So it's not enough that you just take like a long time to do it. You also need to do it within 48 hours. So, personally, I don't like systems like that, but that's just how it works. Whether you like it or not, if you don't like it, don't use the platform. That's their rules. Then But then there's the next stage, and then you see it's a moderation queue. So they need to kind of approve your captchas, and it can take up to 48 hours, but sometimes it can be faster. And then if you are passing that stage, then it will go to the next stage, and this is where you can actually withdraw your money. And the payment system, they offer like PayPal, crypto, Paysa, I think it is, a few other options. So they have good ways to get paid, in my opinion. Fairly low payout threshold, but still it does take quite a bit of effort before you are able to take out your earnings. And speaking of earnings, let's go over some earning examples so you have an idea whether this is actually something you can do for a living, as they kind of are hinting at on the front page of the website. So when it comes to the earning potential, I like that Kolotibablo is quite transparent about that. They're not trying to hide it. Yes, on the front page it says that you can earn, get a stable job, which kind of is suggesting that you can make a living from it. But of course that always depends on your goals and your preferences and all this. But if you dig a little bit deeper, they do have a section called stories here, where they also say that some people, they earn these $50 to $250 per month, and that can be enough to pay their bills and cover debts and buy food and things like that. So they say that for some people this might be enough, but this is kind of what you can expect. And then there's a ton of stories where you can go and read about it, see how people share their experiences. And I just came across one that is very clear about what he earns there, and you can see that he works maybe 10 to 12 hours in a day, earning $8 to $10. So he says for this, that's good enough for him. Personally, I would never work for like less than $1 an hour. I know all this, of course, depends on the country you live in, on the money you need and all that. But in many countries, yes, that can be a help, but also 10 to 12 hours, you can do a lot in 10 to 12 hours online, even with other methods. Whether this is then worth it or not, that's up to you to decide. But before deciding, there's just one ethical aspect about captcha solving that I also want to talk about, because that's also always important to consider when it comes to making money online. So now you know how it works, how much you potentially can earn, but we also have to talk about ethics when it comes to making money online. Because in my personal opinion, you should not only look at how you can make money, how you can make enough money to make a living, you need to also look at the ethics of it. Personally, I get offers, because I have my channel and my website, every single day of what I would say unethical methods. Yes, it could make me a lot of money to promote these scams, but I'm not going to, because I will never work with something online that can potentially harm other people. I just don't find that ethical, and I don't want to participate in anything like that. When it comes to captcha solving, I'm not saying that it's used unethically. I'm just saying that sometimes captcha solving can be used by hackers, by scammers, to solve a lot of captchas quickly, to pass different tests and different software and all these things. I'm not saying that's always the case. What I'm saying is that you do not know what the captchas you are solving are used for, and that, in my personal opinion, is an issue. I would want to know, what am I participating in? What is my work being used for? That's a question you should always ask when it comes to making money, in my personal opinion. Because there's a lot of strange things going on online, and if all of us ask that question, like what is my work being used for, then the online world would be a safer place. Again, I'm not saying this particularly about Kolotibablo. This is about captcha solving in general, and I'm not saying that will always happen. I'm just saying this is something to consider when it comes to making money online and solving captcha. So to sum it all up, Kolotibablo can be a way to make money, and you can get paid by doing it, but you do need to do it with the right expectations. I talked about how much you can earn. Personally, in my opinion, earning less than $1 per hour, maybe even less than that if you use certain tasks, or if you're new and you need to just learn how to do everything, that's not worth it online, because there's so many great ways to make money online where you can make a lot more, even if you do use free options and small tasks and things like that. But it all comes down to your personal expectations and how much money you want to earn. For some people, this is fine, this is great, and if that's you, then that's perfectly fine. Then you know what you're saying yes to, and then you can decide for yourself whether you want to do this or not. It all comes down to your income goals, and now at least you know what to expect. If you think this is not for you, then I do have, for example, a list on my website of the best micro job tasks or the best data entry tasks. I'll leave links to those lists below, then you can go there and check that out. Also, if you want to know more details in writing about Kolotibablo, I do have a written review also, so I'll also leave a link to that below. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.